Good morning, watch fans. This is Big Jim with the Big Wrist. Today I am sporting one of my all-time favorites, the G-Shock GWB 5000 TB black titanium. Just fantastic watch. Been wearing it pretty much all week. Been busy working on my piece of crap Honda Pilot, which isn't really a piece of crap. It's a good truck. It just has 115,000 miles on it and needs some basic maintenance. And it's irritating because it's sucking up all my watch fund. Talked about that before, that life gets in the way sometimes and you have to do what's right for you personally. And for me, it's always going to be family first. You know, I got to pay the bills, got to keep the vehicles running, got to keep the wife happy. I've been married 30 years. That's not a mistake, not an accident. It's because I had to work at it. So anyways, surprise watch conversations. I had two this week. A guy I've known for about 7 or 8 years. Last time I saw him, actually I know about 10 years. Last time I saw him was like 5 years ago. And really was just wearing fashion watches and G-Shocks 5 years ago. I may have had an SKX 013 or maybe even a Bambino, but I didn't have a lot of automatics, and I probably wore a G-Shock because I was a competitive shooter back then, shooting 3-gun and pistol and 22 caliber, a bunch of other cool stuff. Anyways, and he's a competitive long-range shooter. Got all the good stuff, got all the good gear, all the good equipment. Gio's a really nice guy, and we get along great. Met up, hung out a little bit. So we're talking about stuff. He's a great guy. Mentioned I had a watch channel and showed off the G-Shock titanium. He didn't know they make them in titanium. Like most people don't know that you can spend $1,700 on a G-Shock, and apparently, it shocks some people. G-Shock can span the globe of $54 watch up to, $2,000. And if you want to get stupid, you could spend $70,000 on the solid gold version. That's just literally stupid. Watchbox did a great video. You can search that out. Solid gold G-Shock on Watchbox's YouTube channel. Amazing watch. That's just stupid expensive. So anyways, so it's a very nice conversation we had. We usually talk about guns and kids because we both have both, and he's got a new wife. I have an old wife. But anyways, we talked about that and surprisingly watches, which is really cool. Maybe I'll get him to sub to my channel on YouTube. And the second big surprise was last night. I'm watching Jory Goodman, the Time Teller's latest video on that bronze diver with 2 bezels. You can pop them off, comes with a tool. Pretty cool, smooth bezel. He was showing off the smooth bezel, and you can pop it off and put on the regular diver bezel. That was pretty cool. And my wife asked me out of the blue, and I mean no prompting whatsoever, if money was no object, what watch would you buy? And I said, of course. I said the Rolex Milgauss Blue, the $8,000 to $10,000 watch. I'm in love with it. I think it's fantastic. And either that or I'd get the this really cool OP41. It's called, black but simple indices. It's like a dress watch, but it's really a sport watch. And then after I said all this, we talked about one of my favorite watches currently, and I told it to the Tudor Black Bay, which is really similar in looks to the Rolex OP41. Say very similar size, different kind of indices, better bracelet. She didn't really get the nuances, obviously. But the Milgauss, you look at the Milgauss, you're like, wow, that's a cool watch. Milgauss is, shit hot. It's a pretty good watch. But the big surprise for me after having that conversation was how quickly I said Milgauss. How quickly I described the blue, and I described the green crystal, and the great bracelet, and the waterproofness, and the cool orange, lightning bolt hand, and I could hear it in my voice while talking about it. I'm not talking about the Zenith Defy Classic, that beautiful titanium bracelet watch that I want so badly. I thought I wanted so badly and still really want. I'm not talking about that watch. I'm not talking about integrated bracelets. I'm not talking about the Zenith star in the back for the rotor, the see-through case back. It didn't even enter my mind. In the 2 or 3 minute conversation we had about watches, which might be the first watch conversation we've had in a month, all I talked about was the Milgauss and the OP41. So I realized something. The Zenith is not the watch I should be buying. I love the watch, but it's not the watch that excites me. It's not the watch that I go, ooh, every time I see it. And I hadn't even looked at the Milgauss in 2 weeks. I have it saved in my watch list on both Chronos24 and eBay. I have it saved on my phone. Has all my want list. It's top of the want list. It's been there for a long time. The OP41's right below it, along with a bunch of other cool watches, and I've discussed it here before. But I've really been focusing on that Zenith and finding links and everything else. And I did this before the Rolex. I had to find 3 links. Now, of course, I know how to find those links for the Rolex. So I probably should change my priority from what I want. What I thought I wanted was the Milgauss, or what I thought I wanted was the Zenith. But what I really want is the Milgauss. So, I'm going to have to rethink my strategy. I'm currently spending all my available cash on a 2019 or 2018 Toyota Highlander loaded. I'm going to trade my Pilot in here probably Friday. Go out Friday morning and trade it in. It now runs perfectly. It's throwing no codes. Replaced a bunch of things. The VCM oiler. It's a switch that oils the cylinders when they're not in motion. The VCM is a weird thing on the Honda. Basically, you have a 6-cylinder engine. To get better mileage, when it's cruising at a certain RPM, it'll drop 2 cylinders and it'll run as a 4-banger. It kind of robs power, but to keep those 2 cylinders from freezing up, there's an oiler that throws oil on the cylinders constantly and keeps them from having a problem later. So anyways, that went out, and it was causing my VCM, the variable control module, not to work. And so it meant I had 6 cylinders all the time, but it also meant that I had thrown an engine code and it wouldn't pass emissions. So I can't really trade it in with that engine light on. So anyways, got to replace, only a $200 part. I could not get to the part. I looked at the schematics. I couldn't get there. So I just paid someone to do it. It's a $30 part and an hour's labor. That's all you can do. So now the truck is perfect, ready to go. Everything runs. The battery holds a charge. Everything's perfect. It runs like a dream. And I'm going to get rid of it. So I'm done with it. I'm done messing with it for the past month. I've had enough. I love my Honda, but I'm going to go to Toyota Highlander and just not look back. And that's where my watch fund is going. I have about $6,000 of my watch fund left, maybe, after everything has gone on, with the dog passing. And I forgot about my pool pump filter went out 5 weeks ago. That was $1,100. That was nice. It sprung a leak, and it's very dangerous. It's under high pressure. If it goes bad, it could explode. So you have to replace those things when they leak. And I had a 15-year-old pool filter that was just, out of date, not manufactured anymore. The company's out of business. So I got a more modern one, and I had someone install it. Because again, that's a plumbing thing, and I don't do plumbing. I will unclog a drain, and I will clog a drain, but I won't fix a drain, and I won't fix plumbing. So I'm not that good. Anyway, so, I spent $3,000 on stuff around the house in the last 5 weeks that wasn't watch related. So, pretty good portion of my watch fund is gone. So now I'm gonna have to buy a truck, which is fine. That's fine. No, not a big deal. So I'll pick up the Highlander on Friday, probably with the wife. Make sure she likes it. Of course, she has to live with the vehicle as long as I do, and make sure everything's cool. Make sure it's the vehicle I want. I've been test driving them all week, and I know what I want. Now I just got to get the price I can afford. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to change my wish list, my current I want list for sometime in early 2021 is going to have to move on from the Zenith, I think, and go back to the Milgauss. I really didn't think it was that big of a deal, but when you have a surprise watch conversation with somebody and all you talk about is one watch really, then that really is the watch you want, apparently. I'm no psychologist, but that was a big eye-opener for me. So I'm just going to do the Milgauss. That's all you can do, The Zenith is a great watch, and it's still on my list. It's not going anywhere. But, I know what I want. I know what I want now anyways. Of course, it costs more money. I might be able to scrape together enough money before the end of the year to buy myself a watch for Christmas. I still might get that at Longines Conquest. I really like that watch. Oh, my phone's beeping. I really like that watch, and it's not very expensive. It's about $800 on Joma. So if I get the 43 millimeter one for my big giant wrist, it'll have the 28,800 beats per hour movement with 22 millimeter lug. which makes it simple because I have like 30, maybe 20 or 30 watch bands that are 22 millimeters. So I don't have a few in 20. I don't have that many in 20. But the 41 millimeter version of it is a 20 millimeter band, I believe, with a beat rate of 25,200 beats per hour. Kind of an odd beat rate, but it gives it a longer power reserve of 60 hours. But I have 12 watches that I rotate, 10, 12 watches that I rotate between. So having a 42-hour power reserve versus 60-hour power reserve is not a big deal, because it's going to get worn once every 10 days or so. And once the honeymoon's over, I get worn every 10 days. So anyways, that's just a really nice watch that I enjoy. It's not a grail in any way, shape, or form. It's just a watch that I'd love to review and own. And it seems like a great watch, and people seem to really like it. It's not super common here on YouTube. It's around, but not super common. So that's my dog in the background. Say hi, Riley. That's the other one he's just as old as the one that passed away, and he's been super whiny since the other one passed. So we've been really good trying to keep him happy and keeping him with us all the time and letting him, just kind of want us, because he really is. He's insane now that he's lost his buddy after 12 years. He's just lost his mind. So, and my phone keeps ringing. I apologize. So anyways, this has been Big Jim with the Big Wrist on a ramble about surprise watch talk, surprise watch conversations, which are awesome. I love talking about watches. That's why I'm on YouTube. I want you guys to have a safe and happy Thanksgiving here in North America. American Thanksgiving starts on Thursday. You all enjoy yourself and have a safe one.